Hi everyone, this is Zeke. Okay, we're gonna talk strategy today in Chaotic 101, episode 8, about my two decks, my Underworlders and Overworlders. Okay, let's start with my Underworlders. I use offensive attacks. And I use cards like Narfall, which the more elements your opponent can use, they take 5 damage. His power is high, and he has a whip crack. His power I mentioned because he can do this deck mainly has like challenge and stat check for power. I have cards like Omar, which can take away a music counter of his own and deal 10 damage. And I gave him a supercharged alternator that increases his attack. I mean, not his attack, but his I was thinking something else. His power by 100. I have Rage Shadow. He has outperformed power 5, so all my power attacks gain 5 extra damage. But he has Recklessness 5. I have another card, Swassa. I gave her a supercharged alternator. All my cards except for Copan can deal fire attacks. So it's like a fire and my attack deck is like a fire and power attack deck. Copan has the ability to remove a music counter and deal damage for each music counter he has. But I use him to cast my music, like Song of Future Sight, Caster's War Song, Canon of Casualty, and that's just a few. I use Flash Warp, Infernal Gust, which does not have challenge power, has challenge speed. Power Pulse, he's not fire attack, but he has 10 generic damage and challenge power 15. Ember Swarm, good against cards like Muges or what's it called? Marillions, because Marillions have high wisdom. Oh yeah. Given cards like this, since he has Recklessness 5, I use Mind Prism. And Whip Crack gives Narfall even more damage to deal. Let's see. Using location cards like the Pits, Fear Valley, Kordak Falls Plunge Pool, and Forest of Life will really change up your game. Okay. Now, Overworlders. Akatosho, Guardian of Nature. When a Muge or an Elementus you control wins combat, it gains a Muge counter. And he's an Elementus. His wisdom is his specialty. He can do fire and water attacks. And with the Elementus, Paludrons, or whatever it's called, he gains the elements of all the other creatures he has. I only have one other card with an element. He would be in the middle or in the back. Arius. So you want to keep him in the back if he's the only element creature you got for Earth, because this is my tactics for Earth. Velrith. His power is high, but with Dragon Pulse, his courage will be high. I gave Farford a Scout's Monocle, Lystone with a Mind Prism, and you can give up 2 music counters from her for a target creature to gain 30 to all disciplines. Nadran. Give up 2 music counters and bring back a music. And it has 25 music, 25 energy. The Manual of Adav gains 10 wisdom and sacrifices to heal 15 damage. Okay, if you're in big trouble with the elements, you want to use Momentum Vitosity. Gain 50 and 2 disciplines. Composition of Concentration, 30 to 1 discipline. It's like the baby version of Momentum Veracity. Song of Dyad, you can heal, you can damage someone by 10 or heal that 10 damage. Hymn of the Elements, I'll tell you a little bit while it's there. Prelude of Protection, you gain fire 10, fireproof 10, airproof 10, earthproof 10, waterproof 10. And Cascade Symphony. Now, attack deck. Shadow Strike. Reverberate, you need another Reverberate for that. Which I have another Reverberate. Enlightened Intensity. And Earth Pulse. Sunderground. You lose Earth until end of turn, but you gain 10 energy. You deal 10 damage to your opponent's energy. Skeletal Strike. Now, I have Skeletal Strike specifically for Velrith because of his Dragon Pulse. Tactile Strike. If you have stat check, Courage 60, which a couple of my cards do have, 10 generic damage, and 10 Earth. If you have Earth, it does 10. You can do a massive strike of 30 damage. I put Delirium. I don't really need it, but I had to fill the deck up with something. Garnite Balls. It does 5 generic damage, 5 Earth damage, and if your creature is a warrior, it deals 10 damage. Or the opposing engaged creature may spend a music counter to prevent this damage. Okay, this next attack is why Earth is a big deal. Terraport. 5 generic and 5 Earth. The engaged creature loses elemental type Earth. But then you look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Location deck. And you get to put one on the bottom of the deck and switch out on the top one for a card. Fear Fight. There's a lot of cards that don't have high courage, so that loses 10. Ectospasm is one of the cards that deal stat check power 50. And I play 2 Skeletal Strikes in here. You want to play Force of Life, Brawler's Burrow. Now, 2 Mount Pillars, The Pits, Vidal's Reflection, Fear Valley, and another Vidal's Reflection. Okay, guys, I know that was a little fast, but hopefully you will get good ideas for your own deck from seeing this. Me personally, I like to use a deck with a single element. Like, for example, Arius is my go-to guy with the Valeric Shard, but since I gave Ikatashu, Guardian of Nature, on Elementus Poludons, he's your to go guy. Okay, guys, have a nice day. Peace out. Please subscribe.